Chapter 4 Traditional Games. Ponder a while. Have you ever seen a traditional game being played? Do you know about any traditional game that has originated from your state? Have you seen a young wrestler or an acrobat practicing? Who taught him or her? What do you do in the evenings for leisure? What would you have done had there been no television? Games which are played in a particular area are called traditional games. These games reflect the tradition and culture of that particular area. Popular traditional games. Let us read about some of the popular traditional games played all around the world. Kho-Kho. Kho-Kho is ranked as one of the most popular traditional sports in India. The word Kho is derived from the Sanskrit word Syu, which means get up and go. It is played between two teams. Each team consists of 12 players who sit in a row facing opposite directions alternatively, and the aim is to chase and touch all the opponents in the shortest time. The winner team is the team which takes lesser time. This game requires well-developed physical fitness, body strength, speed and stamina. Fact Trivia. The first ever rules on Kho-Kho were published from Gymkhana Baroda in 1924. Some of the famous players who bagged the Arjun Award for Kho-Kho are Shri Shekhar Darwadkar, Shrimati Usha Nagarkar, Shri Srirang Inamdar, etc. Pole gymnastics or Malkham. Malkham is a very old, authentic Indian traditional sport. The word Malkham is a composite of two words, Mal meaning a gymnast and Kham meaning a pole. In this game, a gymnast does many complex exercises and possesses by turning, twisting and balancing on a straight wooden pole combined with his or her muscle coordination and accurate sense of timing. This is one of the beautiful Indian sports. Fact Trivia. Malkham was included in the National Gymnastics Championship in the year 1958. Kabaddi. Kabaddi is a wrestling sport which has its origin from South Asia. It is a 4,000 years old team sport which is very popular in India and is played between two teams of 7 players each. A player from one team runs into the opponent's court and tries to catch or touch one of the opponents, murmuring Kabaddi Kabaddi continuously in one breath. The aim is to touch one or more players of the opposing side and return back to his or her court without leaving breath. The players of the opponent team can catch the player and stop him from going back to his or her own court. If his or her breath runs out, then the player is declared as out. The team with maximum number of points is declared as the winner. Wrestling or Kushti. Kushti is the most popular Indian traditional game. It is an art of Indian mud wrestling known by the name Mallayuddh. This ancient sport used to hold great importance in Indian societies of the past. The wrestlers are known as Mallas or Pahalwans. Mallas or Pahalwans. The Pahalwans perform wrestling on a mud area called Akhada. The two wrestlers face each other and try to throw the opponent on the ground. Wrestling is popular in northern states of India such as Haryana, Punjab and Uttar Pradesh. Fact Trivia. Kabaddi is popularly known as Guddo in Sri Lanka, Hututu in Maharashtra, Dudu in Nepal, Hududu in both Bengal and Bangladesh, and Chedo Gudu in South India. Martial arts. The art of self-defense, which is usually practiced as a sport, is called martial art. It is a part of India's ancient culture. We know many of the martial arts originated from ancient war skills. Some of the popular international martial arts are karate, judo, and kung fu. Some of its Indian forms are payattu and thoda. Kalari payattu is one of the oldest forms of Indian martial arts. Snake boat race or Vallam Kali. It is the traditional game of Kerala. In Kerala, people enthusiastically conduct snake boat race during Onam, which is a harvest festival. Hundreds of oarsmen row many long snake boats called Chandan Vallams and sing cheering songs accompanied by rhythmic sounds of drums and cymbals. Archery. Archery is one of the most famous ancient sports that originated in India. Earlier, it had been used for hunting and self-defense. The earliest weapons of warfare were bow and arrow made from a special bamboo. This is a favorite pastime or sport of the people of Manipur. Archery was first included in 1972 in Olympic Games. Some of the famous archers of India are Sanjeev Kumar Singh, Limba Ram and Shyam Lal. Let's do it. Collect some information about the famous archer Arjuna from Mahabharata and make a report. Changing patterns of traditional games. Over the times, traditional games and sports have undergone many changes. For example, boat racing has evolved into rowing, kushti has evolved into modern wrestling, etc. Children now join coaching camps to learn playing games and martial arts like judo and karate, etc. Changing nature of leisure. Rahul's mother brought tea for his grandparents. While spinning the tea, Rahul's grandfather asked him, "Rahul, how is your friend Roshan? Is he good at batting or at bowling?" Rahul said, "Grandpa, these days he is not coming out to play. He is more interested in playing video games sitting at home. He rarely comes out to play." Grandfather, with sad expression, said, "During our childhood, we used to be very interested and curious in listening stories told by our elders. Kite flying and playing with kanche, lattu and gilli danda were very popular games. As time passed, new leisure activities have come up. Children are fond of cozy sitting in rooms and playing video games. They prefer reading storybooks. They don't even show interest in listening stories from their elders. Elders are wasting most of their precious time in watching television rather than doing any physical activities or interacting with their children. They like eating out in the restaurants. They find it more comfortable than preparing a dish at home. In our times, grown-up women were usually indulged in singing bhajans, making delicious food for the family, decorating houses with rangolis, doing embroidery works, etc. And men would impart knowledge to the children and help in taking care of the family. Because of this lifestyle, people were more healthy and sound. Lack of physical activities make one obese and lazy." Rahul cheerfully replied, "Grandpa, that's why I always prefer outdoor games. After a nice play, I feel so refreshed." Grandfather replied, "Quite true, Rahul. One should exercise regularly to keep fit and healthy." Vocabulary cards. Traditional games, the games that are played in a particular area. Malkham, an Indian sport in which a gymnast does complex exercises on a wooden pole. Archery, shooting with a bow and arrow, especially at a target as a sport. Leisure, the time when one does not